Today we're jumping into a fantastic novel by R.K. Narayan, The Vendor of Sweets. It's all about this one character who's living a massive contradiction, and we're going to unpack how this total hypocrite maybe, just maybe, finds his own kind of truth. Okay, so let's just get right into the central puzzle of this whole story. Picture this. You have a health food guru, a guy who is all about natural, salt-free diets. So how in the world does he make his fortune? By selling candy? Yep, sugary, fried sweets. This one question is everything. It gets us right to the heart of our main character and the conflict he's living. So let's meet this man of contradictions. His name is Juggin. He's a pretty successful sweet vendor in the classic fictional town of Malgudi, and he is, to put it mildly, living two completely different lives at the exact same time. And I mean, look at this. The hypocrisy is just, wow. On one side, you have Jagan, the Gandhian saint. This is his public face. He wears these special shoes made of nonviolent material. He eats this super bland, salt-free diet for purity. And he even spins his own cotton like Gandhi did. But then, there's the other Jagan, the capitalist schemer. This is the guy who sells tons of the sugary junk food he preaches against, keeps a secret set of books to cheat on his taxes, and has a huge stash of that illegal cash hidden up in his attic. You know, in this whole tangled web he's built for himself, there's really only one thing that seems to genuinely matter to him: his son, Molly. But here's the really sad part. It's completely one-sided. Jagan absolutely worships this kid, but Molly? He could not care less. He's distant, he's sullen, and he wants nothing to do with his dad's world. All right, and it's this incredibly strained father-son thing that really kicks the whole story into gear. Molly's quiet little rebellion is about to cause some serious shockwaves, all the way from India to America. And it all happens so fast, you can barely keep up. First, bam, Molly just quits college. No discussion. Then he announces he's going to America to study creative writing. His dad has absolutely no idea what that even means. And get this, to pay for it all, he literally steals a huge wad of cash from his dad's secret stash in the attic. Then poof, he's gone. The only thing Juggin hears from him are these cold, weird letters that he, of course, treats like they're the most precious things on earth. So a few years go by. Juggin tells everyone in town about his son, the great American writer. And then, one day, Molly comes back. But he's not alone. And this is the moment where Juggin's carefully ordered world really starts to crumble. He shows up with Grace, a Korean-American woman he introduces as his wife. You can just imagine the culture shock for a super traditional guy like Juggin. But Grace, well, she's actually pretty great. She's the total opposite of Molly. She's warm, she's respectful, she's genuinely trying to fit in. She wears a sari, she cleans. Honestly, she acts more like a dutiful child to Juggin than his own son does. So why is Molly really back? I can tell you it's not for a big family reunion. Nope, it's about business. And his business idea is, well, it's pretty out there. Let's talk about the story writing machine. I mean, you would think after all those years in America, supposedly studying writing, he'd come back with a novel, right? Or at least a short story? No. He's come back with a wife and a business plan that is just completely bizarre. So here is the big pitch. Molly wants his dad to invest in a factory that will manufacture a story writing machine. No, I'm not kidding. The idea is you just push a few buttons, one for a hero, one for a plot twist, one for a sad ending, and boom, out pops a perfect story. His logic is that India has tons of raw material for stories, but it needs Western tech to, actually process it all. And guess who he expects to pay for this grand scheme? He wants $51,000. $51,000. For a guy like Jagan, who pinches every single penny and hides his money from the government, this number is it's astronomical. It absolutely blows his mind. But this is about so much more than just money. It shows just how massive the gulf between father and son really is. For Jagan, writing is a sacred act, a divine gift. For Molly, it's just a product that can be industrialized, like a toaster. So to Jagan, this machine isn't just a bad investment, it's a personal attack on art, on culture, and on his faith. And as things get more and more tense, it becomes pretty clear that this fight was never really about a machine or $51,000. It's about to push Jagan to his absolute moral breaking point. Yeah, this was never really about the business plan.
As Molly gets angrier and angrier that his dad won't just hand over the cash, he starts insulting everything Joggin has built. But the final straw, the thing that completely shatters Joggin, it has nothing to do with any of that.
So here's the bombshell. Jagan finds out through a conversation with Grace that she and Molly aren't actually married. They've been living together, unmarried, under his roof this whole time. For a man as traditional and obsessed with purity as Jagan, this is the worst thing imaginable. It's like his whole life, his home, has been polluted. And that's it. That's the moment the last emotional tie to his son is just severed. This ultimate betrayal is the final push Jagan needs to just let go. He starts looking for an escape from his old life, and in doing so, he stumbles onto a totally new path forward, a path of detachment. He wanders out to this peaceful spot on the edge of town, and he realizes it's time for the next stage of his life. There's this concept in Hindu philosophy called vanaprastha. It's basically the retirement stage, where you're meant to withdraw from worldly things, your business, your family drama, and focus on your spiritual side. And Jagron decides, yep, this is his new purpose. But of course, it's never that easy, is it? Just as he's about to retreat and go full hermit, the chaotic world he's trying to leave behind throws one last test at him. He gets the news. Molly is in jail. He got caught with liquor in his car.
So this is it, the ultimate test. After all those years of doting on his son, of giving him everything he ever wanted, is the old Jagan gonna come rushing back? Is he going to run down to the police station and bail him out?
And his response is just stunning. He refuses to go. He tells his cousin to get a lawyer for Miley, but then he says this: a dose of prison life is not a bad thing. It may be just what he needs now. Wow. He's really done it. He has truly detached. He even offers to buy Grace a ticket back to America, showing he still has his humanity. But that attachment to his son, it's finally completely broken.
So why do we still talk about this story? Well, because it's so much more than just one family's drama. It digs into these huge universal ideas about change, identity, and tradition. I mean, it covers so much ground. You've got the massive generation gap, a father and son who literally cannot speak the same language. You've got the clash of East versus West. But what's brilliant is how the book makes fun of both sides: Molly's shallow, fake modern ideas and Joggin's deep-seated hypocrisy. But at its heart, it's really Joggin's journey. He goes from being this failed, phony saint to someone who finally understands what it means to let go. It's a powerful story about what happens when rigid tradition slams up against a modernity it just can't understand. And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? Jagan literally walks away from his shop, his money, and his son to find some kind of inner peace. And it leaves you with this one big question to think about. To find your true, authentic self, do you first have to lose everything you thought you were?